time for Wave 3 Listens Live on Kentuckiana's first live local TV talk show, all hosted by John Ramsey. This is Wave 3 Listens Live.
And I truly hope you had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to Wave 3 Listens Live. It is Monday. That means Brookstone Financial, your roadmap to retirement. Seth Stewart is here once again. And Seth, before we get down to business, let's talk a little baseball. The University of Louisville had a great baseball weekend.
Yes, they did.
How about your team? How did Scooter do?
Well, you've heard the old saying, John, you can't win them all.
Okay.
We had a long weekend of baseball, a lot of fun. Had the opportunity really to get to know a lot of the families, the parents, and the kids had a lot of fun running around the hotel because it was a travel game. So all in all, we had a good time. Didn't really turn out the way we would have wanted it to, but there's always next time, and it's all about learning and having fun for the kids. So.
All right. Well, and you're right. Those are good memories regardless. Those kids, the hotel, they get a pool. They're good.
They loved it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's kick it off with the interest rate update. Brookstone Financial helping you out on a weekly basis so that you're up to date with all the interest rates.
Yeah, John, rates are up at Brookstone Financial. Currently, FDIC insured money markets paying 0.80%. 3-year fixed annuities still hanging in at 2%. 5-year fixed annuities 3.15. 1-year maturity bonds are 5%, and that is a full yield to maturity. 2-year bonds are 6.5. 3-year bonds are 7.5. I do expect some changes, though, in those rates on the horizon. So I think those rates will be changing here shortly.
All right, we'll keep an eye on those next week. He will be back and we'll talk about the interest rate and give you an update. Okay, speaking of updates, if you've been with us the last couple of weeks, we've talked quite a bit about alternative assets. You have a big summit coming up here. Are seats still available? There are.
There's a few seats still available. It's the Alternative Asset Summit off Hurstbourne Lane. It's going to be a great event, great opportunity to meet the team at Brookstone Financial. But more importantly, it's an opportunity to look at some alternatives to traditional stock market investing, the traditional allocation of stocks and bonds. We're going to be talking about real estate investment trusts, GWG notes, a lot of different alternatives. But that is June 11th at 6 p.m. It'll run somewhere between 6 to 8. There's the number to RSVP on the screen there. And like John, you mentioned, there are a few seats left, so call RSVP now.
I encourage you to do so. And if you happen to have a philanthropic heart, you want to give back a little bit, I know the charity of choice for you is the Ronald McDonald House. You've got a big golf scramble coming up?
We do, yeah. It's our second annual golf scramble, proceeds to benefit Ronald McDonald Charities. You can see there at the bottom left of the screen, we did add a $50,000 hole-in-one cash prize. We encourage you to register your team today. It's $300 per team. That's a 4-man scramble format. The event dates are Saturday, July 18th. That's at Wooded View in Clarksville, Indiana. And then Saturday, August 8th, out at Sultan's Run out in Jasper. Both beautiful courses. So we encourage you to register your teams now.
All right,
there's a picture from last year's event. Yeah.
That's a big fat check. I love that.
Yeah, you love those big checks, right? Yeah. We hope, John, I hope to add another 0 to that check this year. That's a lofty goal, but I think we can get there.
I think you can too. All right, and we want to get you there. Your roadmap to retirement. Today's topic, we're going to talk a little bit about annuities. Is that right today?
Yeah, John, it's Annuities 101, we call it. I mean, annuities can be a very complicated subject. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different types of annuities, so we're really just going to try to break it down and help people understand, what annuities are and what they do and what they don't do.
And I would think, and I'm not sure, but just knowing that your approach at Brookstone about having a team of professionals, it's a one-on-one relationship, but a team of professionals, correct?
Yeah, one relationship, team of professionals. And, annuities, there's so many different types.
That's what I was getting
fixed,
to.
there's variable, and what you often find is that individuals in the community or agents that offer fixed annuities will tell you to stay away from variable annuities and vice versa. If someone's talking to you about a variable, they may say, oh, stay away from those fixed. At Brookstone, we're licensed across the board, so ultimately it's what is right for you, if any annuity at all. And you really need to educate yourself before you make such a large financial commitment. And that's what the topic of today's show is about. And I know in the second segment, we're really going to dive deep and break it down.
All right, and speaking of, if you'd like to educate yourself, and of course we only have so much time on this show, you can always go to the Brookstone Financial website. You have a download that concerns annuities, correct?
We do, John, and you should not purchase an annuity until you download this absolutely free report. It's actually going to come in the mail, so I do want to rephrase that. It's not a download, but we're going to send you hard copies of these booklets. It's great information, but it really breaks down the different types of annuities in more detail of what we're going to discuss today. But then we also offer what's called a free annuity analysis. So maybe you own an annuity today and you're not really sure exactly what you have or how it works, or maybe you bought it 3 to 5 years ago, haven't heard from the agent since. So we do offer free annuity analysis and consultations. because annuities can be great tools, but you really have to work them. They're fairly low maintenance, but they do require a bit of maintenance on an annual basis.
And I would think, you know, when it comes to, like you said, the different kinds of annuities, whether it be a hybrid annuity or one that's fixed to the stock market, whatever the case may be, it is different for different folks. I would think some of the variables there would be like your age, what other streams of income you have, how long can you let something, you know, stick in there in the market, that kind of thing?
Well, and you hit the nail right on the head, the first comment about the age. You know, the younger you are, the more time you have for the market volatility going on. So a variable annuity for younger individuals may be a good fit. Or if you're just comfortable with the uncertainty or the volatility of the market, generally speaking, maybe a variable annuity is still a good fit. But if you're of an age or you're the mindset that, you know, hey, I don't want to see this market volatility, I'm more interested in preserving my principal than putting myself out there for a lot of risk, then maybe a fixed annuity is better for you. But again, John, it's about educating yourself and understanding what you're committing to, because that's the key too. With annuities, I mean, you are committing your money for a period of time. Maybe it's 4 years, maybe it's 10 plus years, but you need to understand not only are you committing to them, you need to understand what they are committing to you as well as the consumer. All
right, Seth will have more information, more with Brookstone Financial. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. More on annuities. If you're interested, keep it right here, or better yet, make an appointment. It's a free consultation with Brookstone Financial. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens. Back with Brookstone Financial, and there's the website up on your screen. Lots of good information here, right, Seth?
Yeah, John, this is a free report. Don't purchase an annuity until you read this report. It's called Retirement Income Planning with Annuities, available at our website at brookstonefinancial.com. We'll actually mail you hard copies of all these reports, but a lot of useful information here.
All right, we're going to start off very basic with Seth Stewart. Oh, also want to remind you about this big summit coming, Alternative Asset Summit.
Yeah, John, these are alternative assets, alternative to traditional stock and bond investing. It's going to be held at the Courtyard Marriott just off Hurstbourne Lane, June 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. We still do have a few seats left. There's the number to RSVP.
All right. Getting pretty basic here, but I know this may seem elementary to you, but for folks like myself, this is interesting. Different kinds of annuities. There are different kinds, some tied to the stock market, some less risky, some more risky. Tell us about that.
Yeah, John, and it's important to understand this because it gets quite confusing with the world of annuities today. It seems like everybody on every street corner in town is pushing annuities this day and age. But if we can flip over to the graphic here, I'd like to help you understand the various types that are available. First of all, there are what's called single premium immediate annuities. This is basically you purchasing a pension. You take a portion of your 401k or your IRA, you hand it over to an insurance company, and they immediately start paying you a monthly, quarterly, or annual check. And we use the acronym SPIA, Single Premium Immediate Annuity, and the key word there is immediate. It's immediate income. There's another type of annuity called a multi-year guarantee annuity. This is more like a bank CD. It's a guaranteed rate for a set amount of time. Maybe it's 3 years, maybe it's 5 years. Fixed rates, as in our interest rate update, you'll see 3 years are at 2%, 5 years are just over 3%. It's no more, no less. You know what to expect. Then you have these fixed indexed annuity, which are somewhat of a hybrid between a fixed and a variable. You actually earn interest based upon the upward movement of the stock market, but you don't bear the downside risk. So you're giving up some of the upside in exchange for the downside protection. Ultimately, there are variable annuities, which are directly exposed to the stock market, which is not always a bad thing, by the way, because the stock market does offer a lot of upside, but there again, you may bear the downside risk as well. But one of the things that annuities are very good at doing is providing income. I mean, no matter what type of annuity it is, you know, of all the 4 types that we just discussed, whether it's variable, fixed, or immediate, at the end of the day, they all have the ability to be converted into an income stream that you can never outlive. So it's like having a pension. And one of the misconceptions is that you lose control of the money at death. That's not always the case. I think it's a huge misconception when it comes to consumers and annuities. And again, John, that's not always the case. You don't lose control of the money.
that stream of money, that mailbox money that you can get. Is that why they're so popular? Is that the reason why people like annuities and why they're talked about so much?
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's the certainty of knowing that you have an income stream and you know exactly what it's going to be each and every day. Now, if you have to look at these things and start doing the math. You know, I'm a numbers guy. We've talked about that on the show over the past few months. But when you do the numbers, you know, the longer you live, the higher probability you have of actually getting into the insurance company's pocket. Because up until your account value actually falls to zero, I mean, you're literally getting your own money back. So at Brookstone, that's how we help you analyze which annuity is right for you. We want to give you the highest probability of getting into the insurance company's pocket and actually getting what you're paying for. And I encourage you, if you're watching today and you already own an annuity and you purchased this annuity years ago, right, or maybe months ago, and you haven't heard from the agent and you're not really quite sure, you know, how it works or what the benefits are, you need to give us a call. Take advantage of a free annuity analysis. Doesn't mean you need to change your annuity. We could simply become your agent of record because we know how to maximize the provisions of the contract to bring more income into your pocket.
So Seth, we talked about some of the positives of having an annuity. Tell me about maybe some of the negatives of an annuity.
Yeah, and that's important, John, because if all you hear are the positives, right, you know, you can rest assured there are negatives there as well. And I mean, one of the downsides is, if you want to look at it that way, is the fact that you're tying your money up for a period of time. You're making a time commitment. Now, while I say that, I will also say there's a lot of changes going on in the annuity world today. Many annuities have what's called return of premium riders. So if I put $100,000 in an annuity, the company will tell me something to the effect of, well, if at any point in time you want to take all $100,000 out, you're going to get no less than a lump sum. Now, you may lose some of the interest that you've earned up until that point, but as far as your initial deposit or initial principal, it is still fully accessible in a lump sum. But one of the downsides, again, John, is you're committing your money for a period of time. Another downside are the fees involved. You know, some people out there will tell you that fixed annuities have no fees. Well, you know, you and I both know that the insurance companies aren't doing this out of the goodness of their heart. They're going to make money, right? Well, you can call that cap rates or participation rates, but ultimately it comes down to what I call fees. It's understanding what the various fees are, how much you're paying, and what the benefits are that you're receiving versus what the insurance company is receiving.
Are there other misconceptions about annuities? You mentioned there like fees. That's kind of like, well, I didn't understand that. You made that very clear. Are there other misconceptions, Seth? Yeah,
there are. And if we can go to this graphic here that we pulled up for the viewers at home, I'd like to run through some of those. First of all, and I mentioned this earlier, true or false, my money is gone at my death. That is false in most cases. Now, it can vary depending on the type of annuity you have, but your money's not gone. It's going to go to your beneficiaries, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. Another is, if I take money from my 401k or IRA and convert it to an annuity, that's going to be taxable. I don't want to pay taxes rolling over my 401k or IRA. That's false as well, John, because you can actually take all or a portion of your 401k and turn it into an income stream using an annuity without paying taxes on that lump sum. The last one is there are many hidden fees in annuities. That is absolutely true. And again, it's about understanding those fees and what you're paying for.
All right. This is just a little brief overview with annuities, of course, from Brookstone Financial. Now, if you'd like a more in-depth analysis, they can go to your website and you'll send them a hard copy, correct?
Yes. This is a hard copy report. We're going to mail out hard copies to everyone that requests this report. We're also going to offer you the opportunity to come in for a free annuity analysis. I mean, think of it as simply educating yourself on the pros and cons and the various types before you make such a large financial decision.
And Seth, you mentioned the fact that whether you be interested in purchasing an annuity or you want a little bit more information, or if you have an annuity and are not really clear on exactly what you have and if you should stick with it, correct?
Yeah, John, see, every year variable annuities have sub-accounts. Sub-accounts are like mutual funds, and you really need to pay close attention to that because these sub-accounts can be changed actively. I mean, annuities can be actively managed, and if you purchased a variable annuity and your sub-accounts are not being actively managed on a quarterly basis, you're not getting the full benefit of that annuity. So at Brookstone, we take simply agent of record on annuities each and every day, and then we start managing the sub-accounts. Now, you're not paying any more or less than you currently are. We're simply becoming your agent and going to bat for you to get you the most of what that annuity was really designed to provide, and that's future income and growth.
All righty. Coming up here, we've got a trivia question for you. And gonna let you know, before they even go on sale, we've got Bull Riders tickets to give away. Also, Medicare Minutes with Larry Riff. He is part of the team of professionals, one relationship. There you go. They want those Bull Rider tickets. Get ready. We've got trivia coming up with Brookstone Financial. Even before these tickets go on sale, this will be a huge event. We'll be right back. More from Brookstone and Seth on Wave 3 Listens Live. Welcome back. Yes, once again, Seth brings prizes. Trivia question. If you can answer it, you can win.
John, here it is. How long have annuities been sold to the public in the United States? A, 50 years, B, 100 years, C, 164 years, or D, 200 years.
Today's winner will receive tickets to the Professional Bull Riders in October at the KFC Yum Center. Not a winner today. That's okay. Stay tuned all week for your chance to win or get yours at the KFC Yum Center box office. Tickets start at $15. Of course, as I said, we'll be giving them away all week long right here on Wave 3 Listens. Those are real cowboys. You told me you have somewhat of a history with bull riding. Is that right, Seth?
Well, just the rodeo circuit in general. I mean, both my father and my brother are in the PRCA, which is the Professional Rodeo Association. They're both team ropers, so I spent most of my childhood growing up on the road, traveling around to various rodeos across the country. So very familiar with the PBR. Those guys are real cowboys, but it's going to be a great show, I'm sure.
So wait a minute now. So if your kids get out of line, can you rope them in? Can you
I can, John. I'm a little rusty, but I think I can still do it. Yeah.
I think you can do it. I believe in you totally. All right, now coming up, Medicare Minutes, and I want you to tell folks what this is all about, because we say this a lot. We say one relationship, a team of professionals, and this is just one of your professionals.
It is, Mr. Larry Riff. We're very fortunate to have Larry on board as one of our team members at Brookstone Financial. Larry focuses on the ins and outs of Medicare. It's a very complex topic. We get a lot of questions about Medicare supplements. So every week on the show, we're going to be answering a question that was submitted either via email or via phone the previous week by a viewer. So I want to hand it over to Mr. Larry Riff for our Medicare Minutes segment. Take it away, Larry.
Nick says, it's my understanding that a person can purchase a Medicare supplement to cover the costs that original Medicare doesn't cover. Can you tell me when I can purchase a supplement and if all plans are the same? Wow, that's an excellent question, Nick. You are in fact correct, Nick. You can purchase a supplement to cover some of the cost, or in some cases, even all the cost that Medicare doesn't cover. These supplements are offered by insurance companies, Nick. It's important to note that only during your open enrollment period, which is 6 months before or 6 months after your 65th birthday, that you are not required to answer any health questions, and you don't have to qualify. Your enrollment to a supplement is guaranteed at this time in your life, Nick. This is a great benefit, especially if your health is questionable or you have any kind of health issues going on. However, outside of this time period, you will have to health qualify for a supplement, as these again are insurance products. Another fantastic benefit, Nick, of having a supplement is that there are no networks. This means that you don't have to go to any specific doctor. You can go to the doctor of your choice. You never have to leave the trusted doctor you had all your life. Now, there are several different types of supplement plans, Nick. However, each plan is controlled by the government. So an F plan with Company B is the same as the plan with Company D. The difference is the cost, service, and customer care. Now, it's critical to sit down with your trusted agent to review all your Medicare options and efforts to determine the best plan for you and your family. In fact, Nick, I'd suggest a couple things that you might want to consider before making that big decision. Think about cost. Think about the coverage. How much do you want it to cover? What parts of the gaps do you want to be able to fund with your plan? Your health status. How are you feeling? Do you have anything coming up? Peace of mind, which for me is a big one. You want to be able to put your head on a pillow at night knowing you made the right decision. Thanks for joining me, and Nick, thanks for your question. Have a great week.
Again, that is Medicare Minutes with Larry Riff. As we said before, he is part of the team of professionals with just one relationship with you. All right, let's talk a little bit more about today's topic, which is annuities. This free review, what kind of things will they cover?
Yeah, it's a free annuity analysis, and if you currently own an annuity, right, and you don't know exactly what you own, or maybe you're on the fence, you're considering an annuity, there's a few things that we can do for you during this annuity review, and a few things that you should consider if in fact you're coming in for that review. If we can go over to the graphic here, here's a few questions for you. If you don't understand the fees you're paying, you should absolutely come in for the free annuity review. If you don't understand the benefits that your annuity provides both now and in the future, you should come in for the free annuity review. Or your annuity investments are not actively managed. Maybe you haven't heard from your agent. Again, annuities are fairly low maintenance, but they do require some maintenance from time to time to get the most out of what you're actually paying for in all those internal fees and hidden costs within annuities. So, John, I mentioned earlier, every year we take over a lot of agent of record roles on existing annuities. It doesn't change anything about the policy or the provisions that you own. It's simply we become your servicing agent on your existing policy.
Understood.
Yep.
All right, and if you'd like more information on annuities, again, you can go to the Brookstone Financial website and you can request, this is the free annuity review, correct? And,
Yep.
and it'll be a hard copy that comes to their home and they can peruse it whenever they have time.
Yeah, we're actually going to mail hard copies of this report to you. You go to our website at brookstonefinancial.com. You can download the report, but it's going to help you understand, you know, again, what you're paying for, what your commitment is to the insurance company, and what their commitment is to you. But don't buy an annuity until you read this free report. Go to the website right now. It's brookstonefinancial.com. Request your free copy today.
And for folks who would rather have a conversation with one of your team of professionals, exactly how does that work? I know you've got a lot of locations. We'll post those here in a second. But they set up with you and it's a free consultation, correct?
Yeah, John, it's absolutely free consultation. There's no obligation. You come in one-on-one. If it's for an annuity consultation or an annuity review, make sure to bring your existing annuity contract so we can help you better understand it. But yeah, there's no obligation. There's no pressure either. I think that's what catches people off guard when they come into Brookstone Financial. They often think that we're going to try to sell them something. We want you to understand what you currently own and help you better understand, you know, how all these different tools within the universe of investing actually work, and then you can better understand what may be right for you or what may benefit you in the long run.
I would think if you can get the husband and the wife, the two together, it'd probably be beneficial. But I bet you they're pretty amazed about how many things they did not know, because just through these brief, you know, last, I don't know, a couple of months that you and I have been working together, I'm almost amazed about how many things I'm going, I know nothing about this, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and I think I kind of take it for granted sometimes. It's what I do every day, so I really, you know, even I have to catch myself a lot of times and slow down. I was in an appointment the other day and had a client say, well, wait a minute, I don't like those annuities because, again, my money's gone if something happens to me. I want my beneficiaries to receive, you know, what's left. Well, you know, again, there's these misconceptions out there when it comes to annuities, which are not always true. Now, there are some older types of annuities where that may be the case, but these new hybrid annuities and the new style of annuities, there's a lot more benefits available. I mean, you have baby boomers, a bulge in the population retiring. There's a lot of pressure on insurance companies to get very creative with these products to minimize the risk of individuals running out of money during retirement.
I know we've talked about Medicare, we've talked about annuities, but I want to go back to Larry Riff for a second.
Yeah.
If someone wants an expert on Medicare and they want to meet with Larry, is that possible as well?
Absolutely.
One-on-one.
Larry offers one-on-one consultations. Another thing Larry mentioned too, which I think is extremely important, and I don't want to downplay this, it's the service aspect. I mean, there's a lot of companies, a lot of commercials you'll see on TV where you can call an 800 number, you can get a price on a Medicare supplement. But as Larry mentioned, you know, if it's a Part B plan, Part B plans are the same across the board. It comes down to the price and the service. We service all of our policies.
All right, coming up here, we're going to give away those Bull Rider tickets. If you'd like to win, then perhaps you knew the answer to the trivia question. We do that weekly here with Brookstone Financial. All kinds of weekly benefits to watching this show on Monday. Seth Stewart is here. We'll be right back. Your roadmap to retirement with Brookstone Financial. Rider tickets on the line. If you'd like to win these Bull Rider tickets, you have to have the right answer.
The right answer is D, 200 years. How long have annuities been sold to the public in the United States? Again, John, the answer is D, 200 years. So annuities are nothing new. Annuities have been around for quite some time. But congratulations, Chandra Law. Hope you enjoy the bull riding contest. I may see you out there, actually, because every year we tend to go to that event.
All righty. And also want to remind you, if you love the game of golf and you want to do something positive, you know all about the good work that the Ronald McDonald House does. Help them get there, reach their goals, and have a good day out on the golf course, too. Yeah,
John, we actually have 2 dates. This is our second annual golf scramble. Proceeds to benefit Ronald McDonald Charities have a $50,000 hole-in-one cash prize. The first date is Saturday, July 18th out at Woodview Golf Course out in Clarksville, Indiana. Sultan's Run out in Jasper will be Saturday, August 8th. Both beautiful courses, $300 per team. It's a 4-man scramble format.
Yeah, get your buddies out there. It's such a great cause, and they'll have a good time. And who knows, maybe a hole-in-one, that works.
There you go, 50 grand wouldn't hurt. That's a great price, though, John, $300 4-man scramble. Here's our Alternative Asset Summit coming up out at the Courtyard Marriott just off Hurstbourne Lane. It's June 11th, 6 to 8 p.m. Going to be talking about a lot of alternatives to traditional stock market investing.
All right, once again, that's Brookstone Financial every Monday right here with Seth Stewart. If you'd like a 101 consultation, jump on that website. They'll be glad to talk to you in person, absolutely free with no obligation. We'll see you tomorrow on Wave 3 Listens. Have a great day.